NK Telco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of high school basketball, where the Varsity Raiders will take on the Botkins Trojans. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco. Good evening. Once again, I'm Dave Helmstetter. Alongside me tonight, Dave Knappe. Lots of basketball here at the Botkins Athletic Complex. Freshman, junior varsity games were spectacular. And as you move into this contest, the Varsity Raiders playing great basketball. They've won their last 7 games by 19 or more points. Stepped through the WPTW Holiday Classic, and the Raiders are playing very good basketball as we enter 2024.
Yeah, it's not a big surprise. They made it to the state semifinals last year, had a lot of players off that team back, but they have not disappointed. Just beat Jackson Center by 8 in the first game, and they have dominated since. That holiday tournament, they played Troy Christian, a team that was undefeated, beat them by 25, then they took them back and smoked Meadowdale by 39. Hayden Clare had a great tournament, was the MVP. Felix Francis was first team on the first team tournament team as well. In that game against Troy Christian, they made 10 three-pointers.
And of course, Troy Christian is the team that the Raiders beat in the regional tournament.
Yeah, so they're hitting the threes. They have a lot of good height underneath. They just play with great chemistry. They like to push it. A great Raiders team.
And Botkins starts this season off with 6 straight victories. And when you really look at the schedule, this is the Trojans' first major test.
Yes, they've only had really one close game. They won at Jackson Center by 5, but otherwise, this is the big test. They've had a nice season under Coach Phil Groves. Colin Dosick has really had a big season. He's really improved this year. He's at 18 points a game. And also Ryland Paul with 12. They also have like Jordan Herzog with 8.5, J.J. Meyer with 8. They're all pretty balanced, a lot of different scores. You know, this should be a great matchup, Dave. It's not very often you get 2 undefeated teams, especially when you're almost halfway through the season, and you have 6-0 Botkins and you have 8-0 Varsity. A great matchup here in the Coliseum as we have a nice crowd here. Everybody pumped up to see some great Shelby County League action here on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, when you look at this and you look at the schedule, we're into 2024, part of the league schedule coming up. This is the big game. This is the first real big game in our area.
Yeah, this is the first big one. The MAC games they just kind of finishing up football, not getting into the league, but this is the matchup. Undefeated for both teams. Botkins is trying to figure out how good they are playing Varsity. This is a challenge for them, they've had the bullseye on their back all season. See if they can be up to the test again tonight.
And when you look at the numbers of these teams, they're both the basic numbers: shooting, turnovers, the whole package. These two teams have played very well in the early part of this season.
Yeah, Botkins is averaging 66 and Varsity as well, so we stop for the national anthem here.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Nathan Brown doing it a little bit different, but it sounds good here at the Botkins Athletic Complex. And we're just moments away from the start of our starting lineups. And of course, the officials greeting as you look at these two teams. Varsity comes in here at 8-0, 4-0 in Shelby County Athletic League play. Under head coach Spencer Cardonier, and of course, the magic season of a year ago, they're hoping to go even further if that's even possible. And head coach Phil Groves, in his third season for the Trojans, has the Botkins in here at 6-0 and 4-0 overall. Coach Groves 46-13, the boys' career record at 89-42. Starting lineup: Felix Francis, number 11, number 12, Aiden Quinter, number 13, Braden Monin.
Number 23, Benjamin York.
Number 23, Benjamin York, a 6'4" junior. And number 24, Braylon Cordonier, a 6'4" junior. So it's Francis, Quinter, Monin, York, and Cordonier for the Russia Raiders. They'll dim the lights here at Botkins and introduce their starting lineup.
Okay, Trojan fans, welcome to game number 7. And get up, get up.
Trojans coming here tonight, averaging 65.8 points per game.
Starting at one guard, he's a 5'11" senior, number 2.
Number 2, a 5'11" senior, Rylan Paul.
Starting at another guard is a 5'8" senior, number 3,
And number 3, J.J. Meyer, 5'7" junior. J.J. defeated for his golf accomplishments during the halftime of tonight's varsity contest.
Junior, number 1,
Colin Dosick, 5'10" junior, averaging 18.2 points per game. And number 24 in the middle for the Trojans, 6'4" senior, Jordan Herzog. Also in there, Russell Lenhart, 6'4" junior as well. So it's Dosick, Paul Meyer, Lenhart, and Herzog here at Botkins.
He's assisted by Mr. Dennis McFerrin.
The house lights will come back up. We'll take a look at our keys to the game tonight, all brought to you by Keyhole Pizza First for the visitors, the Russia Raiders.
First for the Raiders, they want to handle the atmosphere. This is their biggest home away crowd they've had, and they've got to control the motion, ride the storm early, want to push the tempo. They need some tips and deflections, get the fast breaks, and hit the free throws. It's kind of those unseen points, especially if it's a close game down the stretch.
And for the Botkins Trojans,
they'll need to take care of the basketball because they can't do any turnovers that leads to a fast break for Russia. They need to rebound, only one shot for Russia. They want to keep them at. The transition defense, if Russia does get into transition, need to play good defense for Botkins.
Keys to the game brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Botkins wins the tip. First possession of tonight's contest. It'll be knocked out of bounds, and Dosick will inbound it. Herzog will have it. Back out to Dosick. 15-footer is good. Cordonier on the defense. The Trojans will hit their first start, and that's one thing Botkins has been able to do, especially on the home floor, is get off to good starts.
Dosick with a nice smooth jumper there to start them off.
Trojans showing a little bit of zone defense here to start things out. Inside the middle it goes, back out to the right side in York. Out front to Quinter. Quinter has it, looks inside. Francis back over to the right side. They'll move the basketball. They get it to the corner. They go inside, open shot. There it is. 6'5" senior Felix Francis knocks it up at 2-all.
Talking to some Russia fans, they think he's probably the most improved player on this team. He's the first team in the Pickla Classic, a big basket there.
Meyer back out to Dosick. Inside there's Meyer for the 3. Shot no good. A rebound comes down to Braylon Cordonier. Up court quickly comes Cordonier. Right side and into the lane goes Quinter. Fadeaway jumper no good. Rebound will come down to Herzog. Quinter had it in his hands. Quickly up court. Trojans will lose it out of bounds, but will go off of the blue and gold of Russia.
Botkins definitely wants to keep the tempo slow, don't want to get a running mass, but if they get the opportunity to transition, they'll take advantage of it.
Meyer with it out front. Dosick will handle it. Paul open for the three. Ball is going to come loose and roll out to Braden Monin. He'll go inside. He'll flip it back out to teammate Hayden Quinter. Inside goes Quinter. He'll draw the foul. And that'll be on Rylan Paul.
Good call there. Quinter trying to drive. One of those bang wasn't a charge, was a blocking foul. Ref says there's a blocking foul on Rylan Paul. The veteran senior Hayden Quinter, 2 foul shots.
He'll connect on the first. And Arushi with 5:50 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard has a 1-point lead. Second free throw also good. Dosick, he'll work against Braden Monin. Across the timeline. Dosick into the lane. Looking for Lenhart, but good defense by the Raiders.
Dosick was fortunate that wasn't a turnover. He threw it about in 3 different Rushi players.
Herzog into the lane, back out to Lenhart. Now Paul has it with Dosick handling it. He'll want to go inside the lane. Meyer for the 3. Shot no good. A rebound cleared by Felix Francis.
Botkins has missed 3 straight 3-pointers.
Francis into the lane. And a whistle in for a charge.
2 times there, Rylan Paul tried to draw the foul on the charge. He couldn't do it against Quinter, but he's able to do it against Monin.
Felix Francis, that's his first, and he's first.
And Dave, your Botkins, even though they're undefeated, they're definitely an underdog here against Rushi. They need to play from ahead, so they don't want to get too far behind this very talented Rushi team. Only down by 2. Need to get possession, points on this possession.
Dosick over to Lenhart, short jumper, way off target. Rebound comes down to Quinter. Steal Dosick. He's going inside, and he'll draw the foul against Hayden Quinter. Nice steal there by Dosick as he stole that pass. Dosick just 5'10". Goes to the basket. He will shoot 2. Great junior year. We're talking about improved players, the most improved players from one year to the next. Francis and Dosick might be the 2 best examples in our area.
Yeah, he was honorable mention Shelby County League, and he's all the way to 18 points a game coming into the night, and he's already at 4, all 4 Botkins points.
We're tied at 4. First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Quinter with the basketball. Back over to the right side of Monin. Quinter. York. Shot is short, but there with the rebound, Braden Monin. Good position by Monin in the right place at the right time. Gets the easy bucket, and the Raiders are up 6-4.
With a heads-up play there by Monin.
Rylan Paul with the basketball. Myers goes down low. It goes right side and Dosick. Myers circles around, brings it back out front. Working on York. Back out to Herzog. Paul. Clock coming up on 4 minutes and 15 seconds. First quarter action.
Your Botkins, they have much smaller guards compared to what Rushi's guards are 6'2". And there's a steal and stolen back by Botkins.
2 teams exchange turnovers. Paul with it. Back out to Dosick. They'll spread it out a little bit.
And the point was Botkins guards are all under 5 foot. They can get their shot off. They usually are going to have to be in the open against the taller guards for Rushi.
Dosick, there's Lenhart with the cut. Myers runs his cut. Now pass to Paul, and it looked like he just plain slipped, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, bad pass. Some miscommunication there. Paul slipped. Fortunately, not hurt or anything. So
Vince Borchers enters the Raider lineup, number 22.
Definitely a deep team. 6 of these players on Rushi played in the state's semis last year. A lot of talent, a lot of size.
Francis connects.
Nice assertive shot.
What a beautiful touch he has.
Yeah, he just turned around. He's 2 for 2 in the field, and that pass just goes right through the hands there of Leonard.
Substitute off the Botkins bench. Noah Top.
Noah Top coming off his first career start against Houston, had 9 points in that. Trying to give some good minutes here. Coach Phil Groves in his 3rd year here at Botkins.
8-4 our score. Russia with the early lead. Borchers inside Francis. Open 3. Shot a little bit strong by Monin. Tipped out of bounds by Botkins, and the Raiders will inbound it.
Dave, I like the patience Russia has. Everybody's here talk about how Russia, how they want to run and everything, but they're running a very nice zone offense. They're being patient, and they're taking the right shots. They're not all going to fall, but they're shooting only when they're open, settling for good shots, just not any shot.
Borchers, or rather Cordonier with it. Short jumper, no good. Follow on the backside by Braden Monin. And the lead is 6, quiet 6.
Yeah, Monin, a couple big offensive stickbacks.
Here comes the tip and the steal. Braden Cordonier. He'll pull it back up. Back out front it goes to Braden Monin. Raiders will be patient, just like Dave said, as they work it around the perimeter. Got a 6-point lead early. There's the shot inside, up, and it doesn't fall for Braylon Cordonier.
Very nice passing there, high-low there between Francis and Cordonier. They really have some nice size. They go 6'4" and 6'5" between Cordonier and Francis. Cordonier on his way to playing baseball after next year, I believe, at Marshall University.
And the free throw is good by Cordonier.
Talk about all the talent in this team, for Russia, all the basketball talent. A lot of these same kids have played in the state final of the baseball the last 2 seasons as well. Cordonier, a pitcher and shortstop the last 2 years.
Cordonier hits the free throw, and it's 12-4 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Russia with the lead here in the opening quarter of play. It goes to Meyer in the corner. He'll move out in front of the Raider bench. He'll go inside, in trouble, dumps it off the top. He's in trouble. Taken away there by number 22, Vince Borchers. Borchers will handle it. Raiders going to jump into a 10-point lead here with a made field goal here. Inside short jumper, rolls off. Goes out of bounds. Braylon Cordonier with that jumper. Tipped out of bounds with 1:32 to go.
One of the keys for Botkins was to limit the offensive rebounds by Russia, and they now haven't been able to do that.
Off the glass, there it is. Aiden Quinter. Timeout. Full timeout. Brought to you by Precision Strip. Taken by the Botkins Trojans, and the Raiders off to a very efficient 10-point lead. Our score, Russia 14, Botkins 4. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Botkins takes the timeout with 1:28 to go here in our opening quarter, trailing by 10. And of course, history could be made tonight for the Russia Raiders from their senior Aiden Quinter.
Yeah, he could hit the 1,000-point mark if he makes 10. He has 4 so far. These are much-needed basket by Botkins.
Ball with the bucket makes it 14-6. His first basket of the night. Ball is loose. Herzog's going to scoop it up. Coming up on a minute, Herzog will draw the foul as he moves inside. foul will be on Vince Borchers.
Coach Groves, whatever he did out of that timeout, had a basket, now a turnover there. Just need to get back into this game. It's still early. Herzog, a nice move. The senior will shoot 2.
Herzog, nice touch. Herzog at 6, well now 7 out of 12 from the free throw line. Averages 8.8 points overall on the season for Botkins.
Botkins last year played Russia 3 times, lost to him 3 times. The closest was 10 points at Russia early in the season. Also lost him at home and lost him in tournament. So in their mind, they probably need to have that confidence that we can play with this team. Need to fight from behind though so far.
Second free throw also good. 6-point Raider lead as we go under 1 minute to play here at Botkins.
So Botkins has switched to man-to-man.
And the pass is going to go out of bounds. That'll be a turnover by the Raiders.
Good move, I believe, by Coach Groves to switch to man-to-man. Russia had no problem solving that zone. You've got to try something different. And it's caused 2 turnovers so far by Russia, as Russia will now have the pressure.
They were very patient against that zone. Experienced team, well coached, went right at it and had the 10-point lead before Botkins took the timeout. Trojans trying to recover now as they look to cut into that once 10-point lead and make it a little bit closer, but that's a turnover. Up court, Quinter, back out front it goes. Monin into the lane, nice move. Braden Monin with the easy bucket.
Braden Monin just listed as 6'2", but he just seems like he's so long and really dribbles the ball underneath there, made some space. Big basket for Russia after 2 turnovers.
Monin with a beautiful move inside. Here comes Dosick. Paul for 3 and they connect with 6 seconds on the clock. Here come the Raiders up court quickly. Monin, there's going to be a blocking foul by Meyer with 1 second left.
That's really the first transition or fast break that Russia has. That's a big one to give up. Tried to draw the foul on it. He's already at 6 points. Chance for 2 more here.
And Braden Monin at the free throw line. He'll connect.
On an honorable mention in the Shelby County League last year. One of those players, along with Hayden Quinter, is a 4-year starter.
Monin with the second free throw. Pops in and out. Dosick with a rebound. And he'll keep it, and our first quarter ends. Our score, the Russia Raiders 17, Botkins 11. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports. To begin the second quarter. Thanks for joining us here on NK Telco Sports. I'm Dave Helmstetter. With me, Dave Knapke, taking a look at numbers there for the first quarter, David.
Very good shooting by the Raiders. 6 of 9 from the field, 6 of 7 on their quick 2-pointers. So very efficient, 4 or 5 from their free throws, and a nice drive to the basket by Cordonier.
Raylan Cordonier with the bucket.
And for Botkins, they were 3 of 7 from the field, just 1 of 4 on their 3-point attempts. But made it a nice comeback. They got back into the game on a couple baskets by Paul to get them going.
Inside the lane goes Lenhart, back out to Herzog for 3. Shot no good. A rebound grabbed by Benjamin York. Cordonier gets it over to Quinter. Raiders are going to lose it. They tried to feed it back inside to Francis. 8-point lead for Russia as Rylan Lynn will work with the basketball. Dosey back over to Lynn. Rylan Paul. Myers with it. Out front to Dosey. Makes a move inside. Ball's partially blocked. Not sure who had that block. Looked like maybe Braden Monin.
Paul, a nice drive, but he had 5 taller players in there when he was trying to shoot.
Long three, shot no good. Taken there by Braylon Cordonier, but the foul inside.
That foul called on Botkins, number 24, Jordan Herzog. That's his second and team's first.
Go against Herzog. That's his second, so off the bench will come number 34, I do believe, in Grant Flora.
Francis now with 5 points. That's his second offensive rebound. Rushi already with 4 offensive rebounds tonight. Rushi has come out here calm, cool, collected against this big crowd in a big matchup. You can tell they have an experienced team that's been there before.
Just taking care of business. On the second day of January. Botkins will look at man-to-man pressure here as Dosick works it up court against Monin. Gets it over to the left side. Meyer for 3, and he'll connect. J.J. Meyer. Timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Remind you that some of our sponsors for tonight's game: Carriage Works, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schwieterman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, the Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. And replays of tonight's game on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app on Channel 154, January the 3rd at 6. Channel 156, January the 4th at 6 p.m. on Channels 3 and 503 on January 16th at 12 p.m. and January 17th at 4 p.m. Paul with the basketball after the Raider turnover. 7-point difference in this one. Flora will get it back over to top. Meyer out front. Botkins top will take the shot and connect.
Big three. Botkins has really been able to get some wide open shots. And now able to hit the last couple with Meyer before, and now a big three by Noah Top.
3 out of 11 coming into tonight's play from behind the arc for Top. 4-point game. Into the lane. It's going to be a foul out front on Top.
There's an inadvertent trip there as he was guarding Monin. First foul on Top, second this quarter for Botkins. Give Botkins credit when Coach Gross took that timeout. They were down by like 11, I think. Have it within 4 now.
Hit a couple of threes and things change in a hurry. Back out it goes to Braylon Cordonier. Looks inside. Pass off target was intended for York, but it's going to result in an easy bucket for Benjamin York as the two teams exchange turnovers.
Rushi actually got a break there because of a bad pass that Quinter was able to get, and they made up a wide open layup. Dumb luck, if you will.
23-17. Back door. Flora puts it up. They'll call a charge on Grant Flora, number 34, 6'3" senior.
Flora just hesitated a little bit. He dribbled it. He should have went straight up with it. I think he had the shot, but he dribbled it. Gave time for the defender to set for the charge.
4 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in the first half of play. First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 23-17. Rushi over Botkins. First half action. Thanks for joining us here on NK Telco Sports. Raiders moving the basketball. Into the lane goes York. Shot is short. Rebound Top. Meyer quickly up court. Paul back on the defense is Braden Monin, but he'll draw the foul.
There's another situation where Botkins doesn't want to run with it, but when they get the opportunity, they have to try to take advantage. Their defense is pretty tough and tall for Russia, so Ryland Paul will be shooting 2.
Paul at the line, 4:34 to go here in first half action. He'll connect on the free throw.
Paul, a great free throw shooter at 79% as a team. Hawkins pretty good at 66.
Paul looks to hit the second free throw. Pick up point number 7. And the lead now for the Raiders is at 4. They'll work it to the corner. Number 4, Jackson Rogine into the lineup. He'll handle the basketball. Back over to the right side it goes from Borchers. Rogine with it. Borchers wants to move inside. In trouble, but he turns around on the jumper just off target. And the ball is going to be out of bounds. That'll be off of Botkins. So Hayden Quinter will toss it in.
There's been 3 times already Russia's had what we call team rebounds, offensive rebounds, where it tipped off a few hands, and they're fortunate to get another chance here in this possession.
Quinter will inbound it. Out to Monin, looks inside for Quinter, good position. And Hayden Quinter moving closer to that magic mark of 1,000 points.
Nice entry pass, good body control by Quinter on the basket. He now has 6.
Paul with the basketball. Back out to Meyer. Looking inside for Top. He'll push it back out to Paul for the 3. Ryland Paul.
Nice inside out offense there as they kick it out to Paul. Paul with 10.
Paul shoots 44% from behind the arc. And Dosick, a couple of pretty good 3-point shooters. Player control foul against the Raiders inside. Fires up the Botkins fans.
You know, Russia played like under control with the zone, but now they seem like they're not moving as much against the man defense. And that time Quinter just tried to make something happen when it wasn't there and had the turnover.
Herzog with it. Back over to Meyer. Clock coming up on 3 minutes. First half action. Into the lane goes Meyer. They're going to call a charge on Meyer.
Meyer just all of 5'7" there. I think they called him with the elbow as he's going. Boy, that you see that call a lot more often now. You used to not. It's probably a good call as he was trying to get position there. And
I think your point about the elbow is right on. Botkins trying to go for the trap, but the pass comes up to Benjamin York, who is open once there's always somebody going to be open, and they find him that time.
And Rushi's tall enough to see over everybody, too, and they did a nice job. They're very unselfish, great chemistry Rushi has, looking for the open teammate.
Herzog. Meyer back over to Top. Oh, my. Noah Top.
He's got 2 threes. Botkins really moved the ball quickly around that perimeter. They've gotten a lot of 3-point shots. They've had 3 threes here in this quarter to draw within 2. Or, I'm sorry, 4 threes this quarter.
With the basketball, Rogine back over to the left side. It goes some Borchers. Borchers looking inside. Verdonier now back into Monin. Monin, shot rolls in and out. Botkins can tie it up. Paul, he'll get it over to Top. Paul. He'll hold up. There's the wide open Dosick for the layup that will tie things up.
Russia was all concerned about the 3, and they worked it wide open as Dosick all the way back to tie it up for Botkins.
Inside it goes to Verdonier. Turnaround jumper, no good. He'll put it back up and in though. Braylon Verdonier.
Good answer there for Russia.
Dosick with the basketball. Meyer now. Dosick as Meyer goes low. Tops. He'll try another one. Botkins has taken the lead thanks to Noah Top, Dave.
3 threes here in this quarter. A perfect 3 of 3.
Dosick trying to come up with a steal. Raiders hanging on. Paul into it. Outside 3. Raiders try to counter. It's going to go off of Herzog as Jackson Grosjean very alertly tosses the ball off the Botkins player. Herzog will catch a breather with 55 seconds.
Rushy just got to withstand this run here. Botkins playing awesome on offense, shooting lights out. 5 threes in this quarter. Rushy with another opportunity there on this end.
Shot is good as Felix Francis.
Boy, he has a quick shot. When he gets it, he catches it really quickly. That's 3 field goals he's hit just like that. Catch and shoot.
Francis with 8 points. That last bucket put Rushy back into the lead. Dosick's going to slow it down.
And Rushy's content to let him, looks like, play for the last shot.
Slowly comes Monin out. Dosick wants to go into the lane. He'll take it into the lane. Looking for Flora.
Good move. That, everybody thinks they're going for the last shot. Dosick pushes it there. Lucky to get the ball back as it went off a Rushy player.
So Pitts and Flora will go out for Botkins. Ball tipped away by Francis, so it'll stay Botkins basketball with 17.2 seconds. Top will throw it in. Dosick with the basketball. Meyer to his left. Top is in the corner. Herzog will come out, set the screen. Paul in the corner. They try to go low, but good defense there by Braden Monin, who will tip it out of bounds.
Botkins is 6 of 7 from the field this quarter.
6.2 seconds. Top back over to Dosick, trying to go into the lane. It's not going to happen. York puts a hand on it, but a whistle. That's going to go against Benjamin York.
Dosick will shoot 2 foul shots with no time on the clock.
Dosick connects. Got 7 points on the night. Second one a little bit strong, and guess what, folks? We're going to have to go to the second half to find out how to decide this one. We are deadlocked at halftime. Our score, Botkins 31, Rushy 31. You are watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
And ladies and gentlemen,
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
We'll return to halftime. Botkins Athletic Complex. I'm Dave Helmstead along with Dave Kanapke. And what a first half of basketball. We thought Rushy was going to pull away. In fact, they had, 10, 11-point lead.
Yeah.
And suddenly, it just changed a little bit. Botkins began hitting a few threes. And Noah Top, somebody off the bench that you would not anticipate 3 threes.
Yeah.
Maybe a 3 on occasion, but not 3 threes in that second quarter. And I'm not sure what the total numbers are, but there's some very good shooting in the first half by both these two teams.
Both teams. Botkins 9 of 14 from the field. Russia 14 of 21. For Botkins, big thing, they were 5 of 6 on their threes in the second quarter, 6 of 10 overall. They're 3 of 4 in their twos. Again, 9 of 14. Russia, they're 12 of 17 on their twos. They're 0 of 4 on their threes. Both teams shooting good from the free throw line. Botkins 7 of 8. Russia 6 of 7. You don't see this good of shooting that often. Turnovers have been a trouble for both teams. 6 for Botkins, 7 for Russia. Rebounding 10-6 in favor of Russia. Individual scoring, 5 players have scored for Botkins. Rylan Paul had 10 points. And Noah Top, like you said, 3 threes in the second quarter, his total of 9. Colin Dosick had 7 points. J.J. Meyer with the tray. Jordan Herzog with the deuce. For Russia, balanced scoring led by Felix Francis. Perfect 8 points. He's 3 of 3 from the field, 2 free of foul shots. Braden Monham with 7. Braylon Cardania with 6. Hayden Quinter with 6. And Benjamin York with 4. You know, we hyped up this game going in, pair of undefeateds. After what looked like a slow start by Botkins, it has not been disappointing. We were tied at halftime.
Yeah, Raiders were up 17-11 after the end of the first quarter, but had, like we said, a double-digit lead. Botkins will have the basketball to start the second half to see if they can break the tie. Dosick in the corner to Paul, inside Herzog. Meyer, York on him. Herzog will shoot the 3. He finds it.
They are really hot now. They are now 6 of their last 7 on threes, and they've been able to get a lot of threes off.
That's Herzog's second 3-pointer of the season. 9 attempts.
Someone told me once that good and bad shooting is contagious, and it's the good shooting is contagious. Good 3-point shooting has been contagious for Botkins in the second quarter and here early third quarter.
Cordonier will try his hand at 3. Rebound comes down to Monin. Shot no good. Quinter with the rebound. No good. Battle for it. York will come up with it, put it up and in.
3 offensive rebounds, and Russia finally able to get the last one in.
Meyer with the basketball. He'll go to the right side and Dosick. Russell Lenhart looks as Dosick runs the cut. Ball back over to Herzog. He'll slip inside, puts it off the glass. No good. Rebound, Felix Francis. Up court it comes. Quinter cut off at the baseline. Comes back out to Cordonier. He'll go inside and loses it out of bounds.
Russia's at 8 turnovers. I think their coach Cordonier is probably not happy with that. They really have more turnovers against the man. As when Botkins played zone, they didn't have any trouble with that. Since Botkins has gone to man-to-man, they've had more turnovers.
Dosick wants to go inside, looks to Herzog in the corner. Ball tipped there by Braden Monin. Timeout. Botkins. Possession will be.
That's a 30-second timeout.
Will be possession saved there by the Trojans. They have a 1-point lead. Timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. I'd like to remind you tonight's game brought to you by First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco. Additional sponsors, Carriageworks, Chiltech, LLC, Cy Schwiedemann, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Cody Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, Knoxville Supply, Securicom, Butts Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio.
Ends up play there by Coach Phil Groves, is able to get the quick timeout, keep his possession. If you're Russia, I'm sure their strategy this half is to find the 3-point shooters and also not turn the ball over. Botkins has done a good job at able to get the 3-point shots off against this taller Russia team. We'll see if that continues here in the second half.
Dosick, he'll have it in front of the Botkins bench. Into the lane he goes. He'll get it over to Herzog. Works inside. Back over to Paul. Lenhart comes out. Top of the key. Working against Cordonier. Now Paul has it. 5 minutes. 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. 1 point Botkins lead. First place at stake in the Shelby County Athletic League standings. Meyer into the lane, shoots it over to Dosick in the corner. There's an ill-fated pass and a nice steal by Francis. Francis into the lane, right side it goes. Quinter back out. Cordonier for three. Hits the iron, and Dosick will have it. Now it's on the floor, and there's going to be a scramble. Braden Monin also there. And it looks like the Raiders will have a timeout save.
That's a 30-second timeout charge.
That'll be a 30-second timeout. Raiders will keep the basketball. They trail by a point. I'd like to remind you that tonight's varsity basketball action on NK Telco Cable or NKT.TV app. You can see it on Channel 154 on January the 3rd at 6 p.m., Channel 156 on January the 4th at 6 p.m., and Channels 3 and 503 on January 16th at 12 p.m. and January 17th at 4 p.m.
Tonight, Rushi's 0 of 6 on their threes. They've been great inside the arc, but not on their threes. And back at that Holiday Classic when they played a very good Troy Christian squad, they had 10 three-pointers in that night. Tonight, they can't hit any so far. Right now, Coach Cordonier able to get a quick timeout to keep this possession alive.
Back out front it comes. Raiders work it inside. Cordonier had it. Ball tipped away. Not sure what happened there, but Herzog will bring it up court for the Trojans. Dosick has it on the right side, guarded closely there by Braden Monin. Russell Lenhart goes inside to Herzog. Ball tipped away there by Braden Monin. Herzog gets it, puts it up, no good. Monin with a rebound, up court quickly. York, he'll handle it. Ball tipped loose by Meyer. Meyer was actually hoping that Paul would be able to get out and get that basketball because Meyer was already down court.
We talked about Rushi wanting to get a lot of tips and deflections going into this game, but Botkins has had a lot of tips and deflections that caused a lot of those turnovers. Almost got one there.
Monin will hand it. Goes to Francis. Francis all behind the arc as they move it. Clock at 4.5 minutes, third quarter action. Out front is Felix Francis. With it now is Monin. He'll draw the foul. Braden Monin.
That foul is on Botkins, number 24, Jordan Herzog.
That'll be Herzog's third foul. We've got, 4 minutes and 14 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It'll be curious to see what move Phil Groves makes.
He's reluctantly looks like he's going to put in Grant Floor. He thought about it for a little bit as a free throw by Monin. You know, one thing, Botkins does a good job of controlling the tempo. I can only remember about 1 or 2 times Rushi's had a fast break layup. They've made him work their half-court offense and made him be patient.
Tied at 34, second free throw off target. Dosick up to top. Back over the floor, and now Meyer will have it. Trying to set Dosick up. He'll have it back over to Meyer. He'll go inside. Pushes it to the corner. Top. Noah Top. Oh my. There's no way if you're looking at scouting reports, you're going to see Noah Top lighten it up. He's got 12. He's got the rebound. Here comes Dosick. Beautiful move inside. That's a timeout by the Raiders. Timeout's brought to you by Precision Strip. Botkins with a 5-point lead. We'll take a break. Botkins 39, Arushi 34. We're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Russia takes the timeout. They find themselves down by 5. An impressive run by Botkins.
Yeah, it was tied there. They hit a 3, and then Dosick with a nice move. We talked off the air. You look at their stats, and you've seen them a lot, Dave. Their numbers don't lie. They're a good shooting team. They shoot 49% from the field, 39% from their threes. So a lot of this shooting, all the threes they're hitting, it's not really a fluke. But the big thing is they're doing it against a great team in Russia.
And, from the field, about 49%, and they like to play the pressure defense. But let's see how Russia responds here. They've been through this before, so let's see what happens. Not a good turn of events on that possession.
Yeah, that's one of the keys to handle the atmosphere, handle the pressure on the road against a team when their home floor is shooting hot.
Dosick down the lane. There it is.
Boy, he is a nice scorer. He's got great body control, and Botkins up by 7.
11 points. Inside they go, and Hayden Quinter picks up his 7th and 8th points of the night. 5-point lead, Botkins. Quinter moving just another basket to surpass or to hit the 1,000-point mark. He needs 10. He's got 8. Dosick back over to Meyer for 3. A little bit strong battle for the rebound. It's going to come off to Vince Borchers. Big rebound by Borchers. He brings it up court. Into the lane. It's going to be a body foul there as Braylon Cordonier takes it inside.
Going to add on the Botkins side. That's only the second three-pointer they've missed in the last quarter and a half, second and third quarter. They've been 8 of now 13 from the field as Monin hits, check that, Cordonier hits the first free throw.
Braylon Cordonier connects on the free throw. Botkins lead at 4. Make it 3. Felix Francis will come back in as Braylon Cordonier will catch a breather. Dosick up court. Handling the basketball, wants to go into the lane. He'll push it back out to Paul. Paul, as Dosick has it in the wing. Meyer cuts inside. Dosick goes into the lane, but he took an extra step. And the Trojans with the turnover.
Tried to make something happen. I think he was looking for a teammate to cut, and it just didn't happen. 8th turnover against Botkins.
Quickly up court. Borchers over to Monin. Monin has it out front. Jackson Grosjean into the lineup for the Raiders. Inside goes Borchers. Borchers pushes it out to Mana. Mana goes back inside to Quinter. Quinter will dish it off to Grosjean for 3. Jackson Grosjean. Big 3 from the junior. And we are tied at 41.
He had 4 against Troy Christian in the Holiday Classic, and that's the first 3 tonight for Russia.
Paul with it in the wing. Raiders responding. Flora takes it inside off the glass, up and in. Boy, he does a header. He almost put a head into the wall over there, but Flora gets a bucket.
Big answer.
Monin loses it. Here comes Paul. In front of the Botkins bench. He'll slow it up. Top. Puts the 15-footer up. It rolls.
Top 14. That's his first 2-pointer.
4-point Botkins lead. Over to the right side and Francis. Francis pulls it out. Monin going inside to Quinter. And there it is.
There's 1,000 points as you see the banners in the background.
1,000 points as the banners and the signs go up from the Russia fans. We're in the middle of a good one. We don't have time to think too much about it as the top continues to put it light it on fire. Inside is Borchers, puts it off the glass. At the buzzer, that's it. Boy, they needed that. And it's a 3-point Botkins lead as just some incredible shooting on the part of the Botkins Trojans. We go to the break. Quarter number 4 coming up. Botkins 48, Russia 45. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Back here at Botkins, they're just recognizing Hayden Quinter's accomplishment of 1,000 points. And good news for the Raiders as everyone gives him a standing ovation.
He's the 8th Russia boy to go over 1,000, first one since Nolan Francis. That club includes the head coach, Spencer Cardonier. Quinter already all-time steals leader in Russia. Congratulations to Hayden Quinter, a big milestone there.
Rebound comes down to Monin after Francis's three-pointer off target. Back out front it goes. There goes the 3. Shot was good. And we are tied. Big time shot by Braden Monin, 6'2" senior. Ties it up at 48 all. Herzog back into the lineup. He sat a good portion of that quarter with 3 fouls for Botkins. Dosick out front. Monin on him. Back over to Paul. Quinter guards him. Paul wants to move. Handles it over to Meyer. Paul. Top. And Coach Bill Groves says, let's be patient. Open jumper right there by Paul. No good. Herzog will crash the board. And just about has to be on number 24. And it is. Herzog will pick up foul.
He has not caught any break tonight. It seems like the whistle has found him tonight. You know, that was a nice possession by Botkins. It didn't result in a basket, but they took a good shot. They took the right shot, and it isn't always going to fall. Russia, who's been behind a lot of this game, has a chance to take the lead here.
Yeah, it was a good shot, about a 12, 15-footer. Open shot. They've been hitting them all night. Now the Raiders have a chance to take the lead.
Hitting them all night. Russia's 15 of 23 on the night shooting.
Ball goes to the corner for the Raiders. Out front, Francis into the lane. Cut off there by Flora. Outside 3, shot no good as Monin's outside three-point attempt rims in and out. Paul will take it, puts it on the floor. 10-footer, no good. Rebound comes down to Francis. Ball is going to be out of bounds and off of Francis. He steps on the baseline apparently. So the possession will go to the Trojans.
Russia in the first half had a lot of those team rebounds like that, and this time they break one against them as Francis, 6'5", has pretty long feet, and that one caught the end line. Another chance here for Botkins.
Dosick will toss it into Meyer, who will chase it down all the way. The length of the court, and Myers brings it back in. J.J. Meyer with the basketball. Flora runs the cut. Now Paul runs it. He's under the basket. Gets bumped by Felix Francis. They had him right where they wanted, right underneath the basket, and unfortunately he took it up and drew the foul.
Been impressed tonight by Botkins, the way they run their offense. Paul and Dosick do a nice job of getting over. Of course, they've hit the threes, but they've been one. They guard the threes. They're able to get some twos underneath as Paul hits the first free throw.
66% free throw shooting as a team. The Trojans, 1 point lead. Paul with the second toss. In and out. Ball is going to go off of Grant Flora. Not sure how he got his hands on it, but he did. Lead at 1 point. 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go. First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Cordonier puts it up. He will score and draw the foul. It looks like Noah Top.
Smart play by Cordonier. He had it in the spot. He knew he had the position on top. Had the advantage, kind of leaned his shoulder and just used his size to put Russia ahead.
Cordonier will connect. And Arushi has a 2-point lead. Raiders with the lead. Meyer with the basketball. He'll pull it up. Looks inside. There's Paul. He lets Quinter go by. Great defensive play by Francis. Meyer will shoot the three. Too strong. Battle for the rebound. Francis, and that's going to be on Flora in that battle for the rebound.
Botkins had a nice look. Paul had a layup there. He had to. Defender was there, and that gave enough time for Francis to block it away. Good
that was
team
a
defense.
Great defensive play by Felix Francis.
Yeah, but the person in front, I don't know if it was Mana, whoever caused Paul to fake it and hesitate, gave Francis a chance to block it.
Quinter back out to Cordonier. Back out front it comes to Mana. Inside Cordonier. Turnaround jumper. No good. Cordonier gets his own rebound. Ball is loose. He tried to get it back out. Tipped away. It's on the floor. Paul picks it up. Over to Meyer. Meyer will slow it back down as the Russia defense gets back. Dosick into the lane. Wants to make the move. Tipped off Quinter.
Chance for Botkins this quarter. They start out a bit cold, 0-4 so far from the field. They only have 1 point, and that's just on a free throw.
Flora will come out, and Herzog will come in.
And checking in for the Raiders, number 22, Vince Borchers.
Vince Borchers returns for the Raider lineup. Inbounds pass. Paul has it. Goes inside Herzog. Puts it up. Shot blocked by Francis.
Herzog kind of leaned in on Francis there. Some fans wanted to.
Could have been the fifth
on Herzog, but hasn't had the chance here.
Back out it comes to Meyer. We're in the middle of a heated contest. 2-point lead for the Raiders. Meyer with it out front. Pulls it back up. Herzog also out front. Dosick will get it in front of the scorer's table. Paul is open. He'll take the three. Not there. Ball goes off of Herzog's hands, and the Raiders will have it. Russia will inbound it.
They're being so hot the first 3 quarters. 15-23 on the first 3 quarters. They're 0 of 6 here in the fourth.
Up court comes Borchers. Trojans trying to get that double team, but it's not there. On the baseline move, shot no good by Monin. Back out to Borchers. Open is Cordonier. Braylon Cordonier. That's about as big of a score as we've seen tonight, and he has 14, and the lead is 5 for the Raiders.
He's had some big shots. He had the 3-point play before, and there was a big tray.
Lead at 5 points. Botkins needs a score here. Clock working its way down towards 3 minutes. Paul to Herzog. Dosick over to Paul. Dosick open for three, shot no good, a rebound. Comes down to Benjamin York.
Botkins needs to make a big defensive stand here, maybe get a turnover they got a lot of throughout this game.
Monin back over to the left side in York. Monin again. Borchers has it in the wing on Meyer. He'll move inside, pushes it back out to Monin. Raiders running the offense, taking the time off the clock. We're coming up on 2.5 minutes to go. They have the 5-point lead, and there's going to be a push inside by Colin Dosick.
Number 1, Colin Dosick. That's his second, and he's fourth.
Russia team very good at passing the ball, looking for each other, but they definitely going to Cordonier down this fourth quarter. They have a lot of good ball handlers. They can probably keep this ball for a long time if they want to with a 5-point lead.
And we take a look at the foul situation. Botkins has 4. Russia has 1. 2:24 to play. Cordonier connects. Boy, he's having a fine game, especially here in the fourth quarter.
He had 8 in the first 3 quarters, 8 in the fourth quarter.
Top shot just a little bit short that time. Francis says, hey, this is my rebound. Gets it over to Borchers. Borchers at the free throw line. Goes inside, turnaround shot is good by York. Botkins will take the timeout. And Russia has Botkins teetering on the edge with 1:54 to go. Our score, Russia 58, Botkins 49. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
1:54 to go. Botkins calls the timeout. Need to score. They trail by 9.
Looking for their first field goal. They're 0 of 8 in this quarter after hitting almost everything from about the mid-first quarter on.
3-point shot is Dosick. Colin Dosick, he's a money player. He'll cut it to 6. Up court all the way to Cordonier. Inside it goes. Shot doesn't fall for Brayton Monin. Herzog with the rebound. Meyer up court. 1:20 to go. Into the lane goes J.J. Meyer at 5'8". Ball tipped out of bounds. Boy, when you're hot and cold, you hit another 3, Dave, and all of a sudden things are close again.
Yeah, the door is still ajar, but they need to have a basket here. Doesn't have to be a 3.
Inside, top. And a turnover at the wrong time for Botkins with 1:13 to go.
Oh, I just needed a little basket there. It's only 1:13 to go. You're running out of opportunities. Russia, as good a ball handler as they have, they can probably keep it as long as they want to. Full court press here for Botkins.
Raiders, York, he'll handle it. Back over to Borchers. Borchers over to the right side and Cordonier. Borchers with it out front. Less than 60 to go.
I'm not sure Russia has to shoot. They could be 8 layups only mode here, and that's the 5th foul as Hayden Quinter will go line to shoot. Remember, there's no 1-and-1 anymore. It's only 2, as it's the 5th foul on Botkins.
They reach the 5th foul with 54 seconds to go, does Botkins, and that means Hayden Quinter, who reached the 1,000-point milestone earlier in tonight's game late in the third quarter. He'll shoot the free throw.
Big one there. sure he did not want to get over 1,000 points in a loss. He's had quite a career. He's been and has had Shelby County recognition all 4 years. Last year, first team All Shelby County League, and now at 1,001 points, he misses the second one.
Dosick with the rebound. Clock at 50. Herzog looking for Dosick. Dosick has it back over to Meyer for the three. J.J. Meyer, timeout, Botkins. Boy, no matter what you say, Botkins is not going away.
They are not going away, and they found Meyer hasn't, that's his second three of the night. The Trojans now at 11 threes on the night. They're still hanging around there. I think it's like at 30 seconds or so. They reset the scoreboard for the timeout here.
59-55, so you're going to put the Raiders at the line, so
yeah,
it's a matter of who.
What you have to do is you have to, for Botkins, you try to get a steal first. I don't think you have enough time to wait until they get into the front court. You either try to get a quick steal, otherwise you almost have to get a quick foul. If you can trade one foul shot or two foul shots for a three, you do it. That's the options you have as Botkins. They have played a great ball game. They're showing that their undefeated mark is no fluke. They have gone toe-to-toe with who everybody considers is going to the best team in the area this year.
Raiders 8-0 on the season. 7 wins in a row of 19 or more points?
Yeah. They played some pretty good teams through that too, so we'll see what happens.
Teams. Life in the Shelby County Athletic League. Winning on the road is a big factor, and the Raiders trying to get that win in a hostile environment here at Botkins. They'll get the foul and they'll go to the line.
When in doubt, these teams usually don't have what the other team's shooting percentages. Go with a big guy. Usually the big guys aren't as good as foul shooters as the shorter guys, as they put the biggest one on the line. Felix Franch is 6'5".
He'll pick up his 9th point of the season.
Looked pretty smooth there, didn't he?
He did. And if he hits this, that'll put 4 Raiders into double figures, and then another with 8. Isn't that's tremendous balance by Ruschi. Francis, free throw, not there. Rebound, Herzog. Got a foul?
That's a foul.
Rebound.
But it's only the second on there. That's what's different about at this point. With the new foul changes, will be a timeout on the floor by Ruschi.
And Ruschi will take the timeout. They'll take a full timeout or score. Ruschi 60, Botkins 55. You're watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
After the timeout, 34.3 seconds remain, and Botkins will inbound it. Meyer into Dosick across the timeline. Dosick back to Meyer. He'll shoot the three. Shot no good. Top back out to Dosick. Dosick will shoot it. He'll connect. Timeout Botkins. Was that a 2? That was a 2.
That was a 2, yeah.
Dosick now has 16, and of course all timeouts this season brought to you by the folks at Precision Strip. And Botkins, I think, now is out of timeouts. But Ruschi obviously still has some.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Meyer was open, long three, but Meyer can shoot out there. Big rebound by Noah Top. And Dosick just was on the line, I think. That was close to being a 3, but I like that they didn't settle for a 3. They needed to make a quick shot.
So they can stop the clock, get another possession. So
So, and then it's going to have to be the same thing with 23 seconds. A quick steal. Maybe you wait till they get past half court and then you foul somebody. Rushi's only been 3 of 6 in this fourth quarter, and here we go.
60-57 on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Rushi with the lead. 23.1 seconds remain. Botkins trying to deny the basketball, but Monin will get it. Back over to York and a whistle. And the foul was 17.3 seconds. That'll be Myers' third foul. That will send Benjamin York at the free throw line. Another 6'4" junior. Will connect. Now the lead is at 4.
I think in this fourth quarter, they've always hit the front end of their shots, but they've been missing the second one. See what York does here.
Second free throw is also good. 5-point Rushi lead. Dosing across the timeline. Clock counting down as you can see it. Top. Back over to Paul. Trying to get it inside the top, but the steal by Francis. And this one belongs to Rushi as the Raiders post an impressive 5-point win, 62-57 on the road against a very stubborn Botkins Trojans squad. In a great way to start the new year out. Shelby County Athletic League win for the Raiders. Hard fought, all sorts of history making tonight. Raiders now at 9-0 and 5-0 in league play. We'll take a moment to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game. First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco, our scoreboard sponsor. First National Bank, keys to the game brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Timeout sponsor, Precision Strip, player of the game coming up here in just a moment. On NK Telco, brought to you by NK Telco. And our halftime and post-game statistics all brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems. Additional sponsors for tonight's broadcast, Carriage Works, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. I'd like to remind you also that replays of tonight's game on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app on Channel 154 on January the 3rd at 6 p.m. Channel 156 at January the 4th at 6 p.m. And on Channel 3 and 503 January the 16th at 12 p.m. and January the 17th at 4 p.m. You can also watch more games live via pay-per-view along through nktelco.com/sports. More games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. So when you take a look at the Shelby County Athletic League, Botkins 4-1 now in league play. Rushi alone at the top with a 5-0 record and 9-0 overall. Botkins with their first loss after 6 straight wins. They stand 6-1. The two teams continue Shelby County League play on Friday. The Raiders will be at home against Fort Loramie, and then Saturday in what is an interesting non-conference match against New Bremen. For Botkins, they'll play another league contest at Anna also on Friday. So the two teams have got to get ready for the next one as the league grind begins. And let's take a look at our post-game statistics, all brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems.
Thanks, Dave. Look at the numbers, some pretty good shooting on both teams. For the Raiders, they shot 22 of 41 from the field. Botkins 18 of 35. inside the arc. Russia 19 of 30. Botkins 7 of 14. Russia on the three-pointers 3 of 11. They went 0 of 8 before they hit their, or they took until the third quarter before they hit their threes. Botkins a very good 11 of 21. Look at the overall shooting, though. It really was a downfall of Botkins in the fourth quarter. They shot just 3 of 12 after being blistering all night long. And good free throw shooting as well. Botkins 8 of 10. Russia 14 of 19. Turnovers are even at 11. Russia did not have a turnover in the fourth quarter as they played money down the stretch. Rebounding in favor of Russia. 11 defensive, 11 offensive rebounds for Russia compared to 15 total for Botkins. They had 12 and 3 offensive rebounds. Individual scoring for the victorious Russia Raiders. Very balanced scoring led by Braylon Cardonier. He had 8 big points in the fourth quarter, a total of 16. Hayden Quinter, who went over the 1,000-point mark with 11. Braden Monham with 11. Felix Francis with 9 points. Had a lot of those early in the game. Jackson Grosjean hit their first three-pointer. He finished with 3. Vince Borchers with 12 points. Also, I think I missed Benjamin York had 11. So four players in double figures. Cardonier with 16. York with 11. Monham with 11. Quinter with 11. And also they had Francis with 9, a very balanced attack for Coach Spencer Cardonier's Russia team. 4 individual scoring for Botkins. Noah Top with 17. Colin Dosick. Noah Top had a great game. I think he hit his first 6 shots. He had 17 for the first 3 quarters, 5 3-pointers. Colin Dosick, another big night. He had 16 points. Rylan Paul with 11 points. J.J. Meyer with 2 trays at 6. 5 points for Jordan Herzog. So overall, great Shelby County League game. We were not disappointed.
What a great game.
Yeah, Botkins gave them everything they got. They shot great, which you had to do, but the mark of a champion is being able to handle it when things aren't going your way, and you needed to come up with big points down the stretch, and that's what the Russia Raiders did.
They just made a big play, 1 or 2 more big plays in Botkins tonight, and that's the difference in this one. What a great high school basketball game. You look at that first half and first quarter, the Raiders were up by, 11? At one time, double-figure lead, and you're thinking maybe a blowout here. Botkins came right back in that second quarter and put 20 points on the board. And then in the third quarter, shot the lights out of it. But the Raiders were very patient. Like you said, a mark of a winner, a mark of a champion. They didn't fold. They played right with it. And our player of the game brought to you by NK Telco. It's hard to pick.
It's hard to pick. They got a balanced attack. You know, there's a lot of good players there. I think down the stretch, Braylon Cardonier was the key player, but not very often a player goes over 1,000 points. We're going to give it to Hayden Quinter tonight, our player of the game, as he goes over 1,000 points. Honorable mention or runner-up to Braylon Cardonier. Also, from the Botkins side, Noah Top had a career game at 17 points, so you know, a lot of good contributors here, but we're going to give it to Hayden Quinter, our player of the game tonight.
Beautiful game by Quinter, reaches that milestone, one of the few players in Russia history to achieve it, and our hats off to Hayden Quinter. He's our NK Telco player of the game, and for the Raiders, a big win as they continue to remain unbeaten with a victory here tonight. A hard-fought victory over a very, very, I like to say, a very stubborn Botkins Trojan squad.
Yeah, we talked about Russia making the plays down the stretch. Botkins there's nothing to hang their heads on. They started out, things weren't going good. They started out in a zone which seemed logical, but Russia tore that up. Coach Groves switched to a man, and they really looked quicker than Russia at times. They caused Russia a lot of turnovers, caused them some frustration that, to be honest, Russia probably hasn't felt most of the time. And Botkins, hit the threes. They just couldn't hit the baskets early in the fourth quarter. That gave Russia the opportunity, but Botkins fought back, had an opportunity until late, but, it was just a great ball game. Great Shelby County League action. Just a great game all around. Glad to be here tonight at the Coliseum.
Final score again, Russia 62, Botkins 57. I'm Dave Helmstetter. With me tonight, Dave Kadapke. You have been watching high school basketball on NK Telco Sports.